All right, this video is about the carnivore diet and my thoughts about it. Well, I keep losing my lid every time, and then I go to look for it, I can't find it, and then when I don't look for it, it's sitting on the perfect spot. Oh, right there. See, when you want to look for something, stop looking for it, and you'll find it. Okay, so the carnivore diet. All right, this was a rabbit hole that I went down that I actually enjoyed. Right? That doesn't happen often. It never happens, actually. When it comes to health, 99% of the time, when you try to fix something or you go down a rabbit hole, it usually doesn't work. It usually makes things worse, especially with supplements. And I'm just heating up the truck's a little bit cold. But the carnivore diet was kind of fun. So a couple years back, I would say about 6 years ago, 5 years ago, I was dealing with ulcerative colitis going up and down. I was managing it with medication. And I don't know, who did I see? I saw somebody talk about the carnivore diet. Not many people were talking about it. Now if you look online, it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. It's almost like as big as a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet or paleo or. So at the time I was dealing with candida, right? And I was trying to get rid of it. And now I know it's just a stress response. But let's pretend that we're, at that time, we didn't have much clarity. I was researching like crazy still. And I was trying to figure things out. And so then I came across the carnivore diet. And this was, during a time I was dealing with some symptoms, and I wanted to find a way to fix it. Like, I tried all kinds of diets. I tried the vegan diet. I tried the vegetarian diet. I tried a bunch of paleo diets. I tried eating raw fruit. I tried the alkaline diet. I tried like a bunch of crazy diets. And I thought, well, I might as well try this carnivore diet, right? I always liked eating meat. So I'm like, let's try it out. So I did it for 5 months. And I was strict. Usually, if I get a little fear in me, especially with this journey, fear is a good motivator for me to stay on track and to not budge. So I had some fear in me, and I was like, all right, let's try this carnivore diet. I was excited. I wasn't afraid about, heart disease and getting a heart attack, because I understood that's also bullshit. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and I think I don't know, call me conspiracy theorist. I think it's there for a reason. Usually whatever we've been learning, or we look at the Canada Food Guide, usually anything you've been taught, the opposite is true. It's pretty crazy. So anyway, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this carnivore diet. So then I did it. All I had was, I mostly had steaks, strip loin steaks. 90% of my food was just steaks. So I got a deal on steaks, and I loaded up my freezer with 30 steaks, cheese. So I lived off of water, steaks, cheese, salt, no fruit, no vegetables, no carbs. No, I don't have to go through the details. You know what it is. I had one meal a day. I fasted all day, and then I would eat meat. And then I'd load up on the meat and until I was full. And that was it. I wouldn't eat again till the next day. So I'd go to work, whatever, and then I wouldn't eat all day, and then I'd come home at 3 and I'd mow down on this massive piece of steak. A couple steaks, actually. Sometimes 3. And then that was it. And I'd be full. I'd be like, oh, look, I'm full. And it's crazy, when I started eating these steaks, my mouth would water, and I'd be like, man, this is so good. And my transitioning through the carnivore diet wasn't too bad. I didn't, there'd be days, a couple days where I felt kind of weak, a little bit of foggy here and there. But on the most part, it was pretty easy because I wasn't doing the keto diet. I was just doing the carnivore. I wasn't checking for ketones, nothing like that. I just ate meat. I didn't make it complicated. I didn't make it turn it into an event. I just ate my meat and put salt on it, drank my water, and lived my life. And I noticed some crazy changes. My weight started to regulate. I went down to 175. My blood pressure, whoa, it was like, I think it was at 108. I don't remember because I haven't checked my blood pressure in a long time because I don't need to anymore. But it was like at 108, right? A little bit, it was like normal, whatever. And I did the test and everything, and I posted it on my Instagram, right? So, and then my skin started to clear up. I had old, like, moles that I had. All of a sudden, they just started to come off. It's fucking weird. All of a sudden, they just started peeling off, and then it's like, my skin was, like, rejuvenating, right? And clearing up. Old things were just clearing up. It's like, I go like this, and all of a sudden, like, what the fuck was that? And I look, something be gone. They were like, whoa, it looks clear, it looks nice. I was glowing. I had constant erections, and blood flow was working great. My mood changed. I was happier. I was anxiety was calming down. All these things started healing and regulating. It was pretty cool. 5 months of that was pretty cool. But as soon as I stopped, because I stopped the carnivore diet and I started eating regular foods again. As soon as I stopped the carnivore diet, all my shit came back. All my symptoms came back, everything came back. So I was like, okay, looking back now, right? The reason why the carnivore diet worked, this is my theory, because I went through the whole journey for 2.5 years of recalibrating my limbic system, bringing my baseline down, turning off alarms, symptoms lifting, me being symptom-free, feeling healthy, thriving. I never get sick, right? I could be around people with COVID. I could be around people with the flu or a cold. I don't catch it. What I think happens is I catch maybe 2%, right? I'll feel a half a sniffle will come down, like a drop of snot, and then it'll go back up, right? Because my body is able to regulate it with ease, right? So there might be a virus comes in, it goes, I'm like, all right. But when somebody has these loads, right, and you're buffering, right, and you're pulling a 747, when you get a cold, it's like, fuck, we gotta do this, we gotta regulate that, and fucking, okay, well, hold on, man, I got so much shit to do. I've got all these plates, and I'm trying to, right? And you're trying to regulate COVID, slams you, and you're like, fuck, I'm trying to deal with this, right? So that's why there's long COVID. That's why, it's such a load on an already loaded limbic system that this is what happens. So keep that in mind. This is what I learned, and I'm going to talk about. I'm going to write this down for a video. So knowing what I know now, thinking back, it makes sense why, when people your baseline is up, alarms are on, you got these loads that you're carrying, that why you get sick so easily, right? So the carnivore diet, the way it works is it gives your body a break, right? Because if you're already sensitive and you got so much a workload like crazy, and you start feeding it all these foods, vegetables, and all these different carbohydrates, and every color of the rainbow food, your brain's working. It's going, okay, we got to digest this, and we got to process this, and we got, oh, fuck, he's got quinoa. All right, this working. Oh, fuck, I got to detoxify this and bring it over there, and then we got to, right? It's working overdrive to process the food, to digest, to work. And then when you're eating a bunch of times a day, it's like, holy fuck, I can never get a break. Here we go, holy, right? So if you're just eating the carnivore diet, you're not eating all day, and you're just eating meat. and then you stop, you don't eat. Guess what's happening? You're giving your gut a break. It doesn't have to, you're not in a feeding state all the time. Right? So it gives this a break and goes, holy fuck, I got some extra time. All right, let's regulate shit. Let's start to heal. Let's detoxify. Let's skin, blah, 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 blah. And it starts to catch up shit. He's like, yeah, man. Oh, done all my homework. Everything's done. Yeah, we're actually working ahead till next Tuesday. So we're good. We're laughing. Yeah. So everything works with ease. Your systems are back to the way they're supposed to be, working with ease. And the good thing about eating meat, the reason why you can eat meat alone is because it has all the nutrition that you need. It's a dense food. Right? If you didn't have meat, you would have to eat a truckload of other foods just to keep up. And that's where the limbic system has to overwork again. Oh, we gotta digest all these fucking vegetables. Right? We gotta fucking digest all this corn and all this fucking spinach and celery and fucking carbs and cake and chips and here comes the Diet Coke. And what's the other one? It's the sweeteners and the aspartame. Sorry, I had to pause it and Google because I forgot about aspartame. So, when you're dealing with that and the brain's got to detoxify that, it's like, holy fuck, all this work has got to be done. Well, then you're gonna have symptoms, and you're gonna have, you got a backlog of shit. But when you're just eating one food and it's dense, right? And you can live off it because it's giving you all the nutrients that you need. All of a sudden your limbic system calms down, your alarms are off, you're able to absorb nutrients properly. Then yeah, it works, right? And you're not eating for most of the day. So the body's got a chance to catch up. Right? It gets rid of all the garbage. It cleans your brain, your body, right? It regulates, and it starts to catch up and heal things that need to be healed, right? The skin is like, oh yeah, look at that. We got to clean that up. Let's clean that up. Come on. Let's, the liver is a little fatty. Let's clean that up too. All right. Let's catch up. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. Yeah, and then if, when you're in that state for a long time, you're happy, or, your moods are good, the alarms are off, right? But it's only the problem with the carnivore diet is, if you want to be like that forever, you got to be on that diet forever. It's a coping diet. So what you're doing is you're just putting a band-aid solution on for the 5 months, right? And it's good, it's great, it feels good, awesome, respect, right? But I don't want to have to cope on the carnivore diet to thrive. Our bodies were built to handle and to do its job. The liver has a job. The kidneys have a job. All the parts of our body, they have their jobs, right? It's just that we're bunged up and it's harder. It's working so hard. So why have a coping mechanism when we can fully restore, empty our bucket, bring our baseline down, turn off alarms, and it can do it without being on the carnivore diet? You'll get the same results, if not better, fuck, 1,000 times better than being on the carnivore diet, because it's your factory settings. Back to your fresh new car, right? The engine is it's like it's new again. It's running smooth. Everything's able to, there's no loads on it anymore. It's able to go, it's peppy, it works, you're back to spec. So you don't need these coping mechanisms anymore. You don't need to go on these diets. So if you eat the celery, you eat all the carbs, within reason, if you're eating somewhat of a balanced diet, like meat and vegetables, a little bit of starch, and your baseline and your nervous system's recalibrated, it can handle all this stuff, right? So if you eat, a truckload of vegetables once in a while, it can be like, yeah, we can handle it. Yeah, bring it back. Deet, 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 deet. Watch how fast we go through this and detoxify. Right? No problem. It's mastered it. It's like, it has nothing else to do. there's no loads building up. It's like, yeah, this is what we're meant to do, right? He's got a harvest of some vegetables. Let's process this shit. And to you, it's like, meh, no problem, right? So it's working with ease. So it can handle these vegetables. It can handle the carbs. It can handle the starches. It can handle the meat. No problem. If you have a pop once in a while, it can handle that. No problem, right? Low fuel. I gotta get gas. Anyway. Or it might say, Helmet, you're onto something. Correct. Your answer is right. So that's the reason why the carnivore diet works, and it kind of gives you an idea of a pattern of how this stuff works. It's all about letting your body do its thing. We were never supposed to micromanage it. We were never supposed to put a microscope to all the functions of the brain and the gut and the biome. We're never supposed to figure out the biome. We're never supposed to, try to figure out how to fix it, because we will never know how it works. We're not advanced enough. We're not there yet. See, the brain and body were designed to listen to us, and it fixes itself. It's genius the way it works. It's there to support you to live your life, right? And it backs you up with anything you want. It's there to do that. But we start to go, you know what? I need to bomb my gut with a bunch of probiotics. The more the better, because more bacteria means better, right? And I got to bomb my nervous system and get worse. And then my brain, I'm not sure. Is it building a neural pathway right now? Is it? Right? We're trying to play the role that we're not qualified for. We're not the brain body mechanic. Thankful for doctors, emergency surgery, grateful. But other than that, don't be playing around with shit that you have no idea about, right? Don't go down these rabbit holes. Don't micromanage your body, because it knows what to do. Let it do its thing. We're not letting it do its thing. We're not getting out of its way. We're not getting out of our own way. So, in order to support your body, get out of the way, right? Do the things, clean it out. Clean out all the layers of the onion. Expose, don't resist, allow. Expose yourself to the alarms, and tell the brain what you want. What do you want? Like the Notebook says, like the movie. What do you want? Okay, then tell the brain that. Reprogram it, and you'll get that. And the brain knows what to do. It builds its own neural pathways. The brain knows how to put the body back into online, put it back in line so that everything works together. And the biome, it balances back out. And the bacteria that's there balances back out. And there's the bacteria that you need will be there. Not 50 billion bacteria units or whatever it is. You don't need that. The brain will tell you what you need. Don't worry about that. The brain will figure it out. So it kind of gives you an idea of why the carnivore diet works and how it's related to your limbic system up here. Isn't that crazy? All right, let's see you in the next video.